So I've been sitting here on the back porch getting ready to go pick up a video card for my son's computer. I don't know much about computers or gaming, but I know that it's a step up from what he has. And that led me to make a video earlier talking about how we look to experts sometimes. And, oh, that might have been him texting right there. About to take off. Actually, okay. He said he'll be there around 7:45. It's about 7:30 now, so I have 15 minutes or so to make a video. 10 minutes to make a video, then I have to get my ass down and meet him. And, it's funny because video cards are one of those things that, gaming cards and PC stuff was apparently hard to find because of COVID and stock supplies and shortages and all that. But really it's not if you just look on Craigslist. But, it's kind of funny like that. There's always kind of a fear of like not being able to obtain the things that we want and that we think we need. But it's usually overblown. But I was going to talk about experts because I mentioned in the previous video that we, how pathetic it is that we look. I guess I made 20-minute video and I never really got to the main point I wanted to make, which was that it's so pathetic that we look to one guy as the hero. One guy is the expert that's going to solve all our problems. And I'm not just talking about politicians. I'm talking about, whether it be Trump or Elon Musk. I don't think anybody really thinks Biden's going to solve anything, but not just politicians, but just smart people or wealthy people, anybody who we think can solve our problems, and we find out that, of course, they can't, but we really wish they could, so we continue pretending like they have solutions. But what we've seen is this unfolding of a continual just cascade of garbage solutions that don't solve anything. We know, all of us know, come on, regardless of your political persuasion or your religion, just set all that aside for a minute and just look, hear me out. Don't you believe that if humans really put our minds together, that we could have amazing public transit and be able to connect over vast distances for very cheaply, cell phone service, vehicles, whatever it may be, should be totally affordable and reasonable to the average consumer. We know that our tax dollars don't go to pay for the things they're claiming to go to. We know that we pay way too much for everything. We know that the billionaires just line their pockets and that people continually lose. Every time a billionaire makes another billion, we lose. During the pandemic, it created more billionaires than ever in history. I can't even recall the number, but it said that billionaires worldwide increased their profit, increased their what they own, what they're worth, their value by 30% during the pandemic. That's over 2 years. That means all billionaires put together increased their value by 30% during the pandemic. And then we find out how many people have suffered and lost out because their businesses were shut down. And look, yeah, I still got a lot of raw feelings about the whole shutdown thing, and the CDC has now admitted that they totally failed the people. And it's like, okay, we all knew this, but now finally they're coming out and admitting it, and it just makes me want to puke. I just roll my eyes. The thing is, I heard somebody say earlier, it was Charlie or Moist Critical YouTuber, he said something like, I don't have a cringe gene. I don't cringe. I just roll my eyes, or that I know exactly what he was talking about. I don't have a cringe thing. It's more like, what the fuck is going on with people, And the absurdity of just how ridiculous things have become is bad enough, but the fact that people are willing to just listen to these guys still and believe that they are on their side, look, there's a limited amount of value of work in this world, okay? If you consider the money to be equal to actual labor, then what you have to do is break it down to individuals and look at the labor they're doing, look at the importance of the labor they're doing, and then look at how much money is going to people who basically make their money off of others' labor. It's considered, non-working income or something. It's what landlords make just by passive income and owning properties. those are the people making the most money. Now, there's nothing wrong with making money, but you can see that what's happening is that people are being taken advantage of, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. Nobody cares. They're still looking up to these people as heroes, thinking that they're going to solve the world's problems, and I'm just dumbfounded. I mentioned this in the previous video, but I really thought that this generation would see through the BS, but they're wearing the same name brand clothes, they're buying the same merch, they're listening to the same idiots as we were as kids. Nothing's changed. I don't know if it ever will. I really don't. And I don't know what to make of it all. But, what do you do? It's a crazy world to live in. So that's my rant, and I just wanted to get that out of the way. I don't know what I really wanted to say, other than people really need to create something for themselves instead of listening to what others are telling them is true, regardless of how smart you think a person is. IQ does not equal intelligence on all scales. There is emotional intelligence, which a lot of the smartest people seem to lack. Awareness, spatial intelligence, artistic intelligence, mathematical intelligence, musical intelligence, it goes on and on. So we want you for rational thinking and to let go of all the bullshit that you've been taught, because it's hard for all of us, but you've got to do it continuously. Always be shedding that skin, growing a new one. You're not a reptilian, though. Maybe you are. I don't know. Bye.